All right, kiddos, welcome back. Let's see if I can get this to work. All right, I'm still going to keep going even though the light went off. All right, so we are still working on IMP 2C. Explain how different causal, remember we're doing cause and effect factors, encourage migration. So what we're going to look at today is 2C2, which is push, remember push and pull factors. And this is a big thing we're going to look at later in the lesson. Intervening opportunities and intervening obstacles can be cultural, political, economic, environmental, or demographic, or other words, speed, like what we went over last lesson. All right, so this is where your notes pick up, and I don't have any of the animations or anything for us. So first things first, we need to get two basic definitions out of the way. The first one is the idea of mobility. Guys, what mobility is all types of movement. You going from the chair to the laundry room, you going from your bed to the refrigerator, going to town to the Walmarts. Don't go there, people are sick, that kind of thing. Whereas circulation is short-term repetitive movement. So like what you do on a daily basis, what you do on a weekly basis, maybe even monthly or annual. Okay, continuing on. For mobility. Okay, with mobility, we've got all types of movement. I got a couple different examples here for you. So you've got like going to school every day, getting in your car or getting on the bus where it picks you up, taking you to 1000 Colonel Way, going about your day. Okay, that is mobility. Going on vacation, traveling to go see family for holidays, literally moving, like picking up your house and moving, driving to go shop, that kind of thing. Okay, so mobility is, I guess, what we know as movement. All right, to get a little bit more specific, circulation is more like self-referencing. It's short-term repetitive movements. So now the deal with circulation is it can be like a daily thing, like you driving to school from your house, or you driving home from school back to your house. It could be monthly. It could be annually. So like your annual trip to the beach. Every June, the same week, every year. I think it's what, week 25? I think it's week 25. We go to the beach in Savannah. College students who move back to college every fall. They do that every single fall and they come back in May. All right, that's circulation because it's on an annual basis. Does this make sense? I certainly hope so. All right, I was told to keep things a little shorter, so we're going to keep moving. All right, migration. I feel like this is the easiest definition so far. It is a permanent move to a new location. So what I've included over here in this lovely graphic is the number of people and the width of flows from a continent or region to other continents or region. Okay, so the interconnectivity, the permanent move. I know, like one example I can think of is like Jay Sean. You move from New York. Okay. All right. Now let's get into the nitty gritty of some actual vocabulary. The first term I want to talk to you guys about is net migration. Okay, so net migration. There's a couple ways that you can talk about this. The first way I want to talk about it is a level of immigration minus the level of immigration. So I minus E, that's your net immigration. Think about I as people coming into the country, subtracting the number of people that E exit the country. Okay, so that's your net migration. You guys remember when we talked about in population unit that everything we looked at was going to be exempted from the migration component? Here's the migration component. Okay, so immigrants coming in, subtracting immigrants going out. Make sense? Hope so. Okay, so getting a little bit more specific, we have net in migration. Okay, so net in migration is the number of immigrants with an I is more than the number of immigrants with an E. So you've got more people coming in than you have going out. So net in, more coming in. This is also called positive immigration. The idea is there are more immigrants coming in. Okay. Excuse me. If you guys will think about when we talked about like our DTM stage, this is one of the reasons why the United States is stage 4. If it wasn't for this, we would be stage 5 because we have a high net immigration. However, the highest in the world is in Asia. Okay, think about that. Look at the definition. Number of immigrants exceeds number of immigrants. So immigrants with an I, immigrants with an E. Yep. The Asians are moving amongst the Asian countries. Make sense? Okay. Next one is net out, the complete opposite. The number of people exiting your country exceeds the number of people coming into your country. So a couple quick examples would be like Yemen, Syria. This is also called negative immigration because it's having a negative impact on your population. It's not a growth. It is an exiting. People are exiting your country. The highest net out migration is going to be in Asia as well and Europe. They are leaving to go other places. Okay? All right. So got to have an equation for you. This is the demographic balancing equation. So what we're going to do is we're going to take births minus deaths, and we're going to add that to immigration with an I minus immigration with an E. So CBR minus CDR, parentheses, plus immigration minus immigration, I before E. All right. What this gives us is our total population. Remember last unit, we just looked at births and deaths. We were not looking at migration. Boom. Here we go. We get us a total picture. Okay. So the most important part of the lesson today is going to be intervening obstacles and opportunities. If you notice, it is very important. Okay. So the thing with intervening obstacles, if you think about intervening, when something intervenes, that means it kind of like, cuts things off. So the idea with intervening obstacles is that it's going to hinder migration. Now, typically this is going to be something negative. Got a really good examples for you down here. Okay. So for S, remember using speed. S is for social. So like the destination that you're wanting to go to, maybe it doesn't allow you or your kind of people inside. You guys know that Russia kind of has a bit of a, I don't want to say a war, but they are very anti-homosexual. Okay. P is political. You cannot get a visa needed to enter into a destination. So that has hindered your migration. So maybe you're moving from Honduras and want to get to Oklahoma, but you get stopped at the border because you can't get a visa. This is extremely, extremely common. Okay. Notice that extra emphasis there. Okay. The first E, if you remember, it's economics. It's in the green. Maybe you have a lack of money to get to your destination. So once again, maybe you started off from Liberia in Africa and you're trying to get to Spain, but maybe your money runs out in Morocco. Okay. The second E is environment. So guys, this is literal environmental obstacles. So like a sea, a desert, a mountain, a river. For the most part, this is going to be experienced by those peripheral or semi-peripheral countries just because they haven't used or built the necessary infrastructure to get across these barriers. Okay. D, kind of stretching it here, but one of the ideas with D is demographics. So maybe one of the things that hindering your migration, maybe the country you're trying to get to is now xenophobic. Xenophobia is a fear of strangers. One of the things that happened in the United States post 9/11 was there was a big uptick in the homophobia towards Muslims. So as you can imagine right now, what's going on is with the coronavirus, there's a lot of xenophobia towards Asians. Okay. All right, moving on from intervening obstacles, that's going to bring us to, let's go to the next slide, intervening opportunities. Okay, so this is opportunity. So this is something good. It's typically positive. Okay, so a factor which detracts from completing the planned, I need to change that, planned migration. Okay, so like socially, maybe along your route, you're trying to get from, I don't know, Algeria to Germany, but you stop by in Greece and you meet a nice Greek lady and you have babies and you get married. So you make a family. So you settle down in Greece and you don't ever make it to Germany. So that's an intervening opportunity. It's a good thing. Politically, couldn't really come up with much there. You guys think about it. Economically, maybe once again, you're on your way and you found a really good paying job along the path you take as a migrant. So there's no need for you to continue on to get to that final destination. Okay. All right. This is really important. This is, it didn't pop up. This is Lee's intervening obstacles model. So what we've got is the origin. So let's imagine once again, you're going from Liberia. Now there are negative push factors that are at the origin. There are also positive things that are keeping you there, like your family. Okay. Now along your route, because we've got your destination, once again, maybe you're trying to make it to Germany. So you've got positive things that are pulling you there. You've also got negative things that are keeping you away from there. All along your journey, this is the obstacles that you go through. So maybe like here you ran out of money. Maybe here, I don't know, your boat flipped over. Over here, the country that you were in had a political revolution. The army got called out, that kind of thing. So it's all about the different kinds of things that migrants experience from their origin destination, their origin to their destination, which a lot of times ends up resulting in them staying somewhere along the routes. All right, so I try to keep it short, guys. So I hope everything's going well and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye, Colonels.